This is the Professor. We're starting a new series for ranked mode, and we're gonna do a normal in-depth analysis of my games. But this being ranked, it's gonna be more in-depth as usual, and we're gonna call this series the Lucio Advanced Tactics series, Advanced Tactics Guide. So let's go ahead and do this breakdown of this game and show you the tactics that I implement during my games to smash some face. So I'm on defense on I'm actually gonna mute this here. So I'm on defense on this map, forgot Hollywood, and I want to play very aggressive here. I'm not aggressive in trying to do damage, but aggressive support style. I save my heal amp for my teammates as usual. They run in, and I try to make sure I'm in line of sight of them. I noticed that I'm bouncing around in this car. That's because that car acts as elevation, and it makes me a much harder target to actually hit than if I was just standing on the ground. That McCree could have just walked up on me and then just flashbang me and smash my face if I just standing on the ground. But me bouncing around here does actually make me a much more difficult target. And notice how efficiently I use my heal amp. I use that thing, and when it comes off cooldown, as soon as I see someone needs it, and I'm always looking around for my teammates, and I'm always trying to get a good angle. Like, I've been healing 3-4 people this entire match, and I believe I don't even die in this particular round. And we're only going to do an advanced tactic guide for this round just to make it short and sweet. And I'm still doing the same thing, waiting for them to push here. And it takes them a while to push because we just have such a great defense. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I just stay back here and make sure I have as many of my teammates in line of sight as possible. Now I see that I have a Widow. Look how I change my playstyle now that they know they have a Widow. I move, and I also notice that they have a Reinhardt. I move up here because with them having a Reinhardt, that Reinhardt could ult, and I don't want to be in range of that ult, because then I wouldn't be able to drop down my my own ultimate to protect my team. And you can't hear the sounds because I've muted the sounds, the end-game sounds, to more focus my thoughts. But there is a McCree ult, and I dropped out of line of sight to block that. Now I've saved my ults because I'm alive. Because I'm alive, I'm able to use my ult when their team rushes, and I'm actually able to use that to win this skirmish or help win this skirmish here. Instead of all of us just getting smashed immediately. Notice how I stay around this car. Again, this car is something I can use to back out, to jump around, to make myself more evasive, to drop out of line of sight if I need to. I think you'll actually see me use this car, and I'll point it out once I actually do use it. Now I'm gonna move forward. I want to get elevated. I like elevation because it generally keeps me more safe, though I do sacrifice my safety in order to get in line of sight of my team very often. So that's why you'll see me on the ground. It's because that I want to be moving as my team moves. If my team moves somewhere, they might be out of sight of where I could be elevated. That's why I like being on the ground. It's more versatile, but I do recognize that it compromises my safety. But a lot of times I find that my safety is worth compromising if it means healing my team and keeping them in the fight longer. I rarely do I compromise my safety for damage, but I do compromise my safety for healing. Like right here, I could be back there on that roof healing, but then I wouldn't be able to see everyone at all times. I want to be able to see everyone as much as possible, so I'm going to take a more forward, aggressive position here. Again, not to do damage, but just to support my team. So my ult was very key in fighting on that point and fighting the team off. And there we go. There's the Pharah ult, and that's what I use my ult for a lot of the time, just to counter an enemy ultimate. So I used it earlier just to counter the general push of the enemy team. Now I save it this time to counter Pharah's ultimate, and Lucio's ult is very good at countering Pharah's ultimate because it's gradual damage. And her gamma is AOE, and since your ultimate is AOE, it's just really good. Now I'm just kind of bouncing back here, bouncing back on this point, right back to where I started. And that was a very quick one, but notice my playstyle. Notice my playstyle. Notice how I try to stay in a line of sight. Well, not on the side, but I try to stay elevated. I try to stay boxing moving. I try to find cover when I need to, and I adjust my playstyle based on who is on the enemy team. And notice how efficiently I use my that play the game. Notice how efficiently I use my heal app there, and I got 38% of my team's damage taken in healing. So there you go. That was a very quick Lucio Advanced Tactics Guide, and this has been Professor Ganymede. Thanks for watching. Class dismissed.